Revolutionary greetings, comrades. Zimbabwe is going to be holding its elections in 2023. And the question that most people are asking is whether the election is going to be free and fair. What is very clear, as we said previously, that there's no way that the Zimbabwean election is going to be free and fair and usher in any new government other than ZANU-PF. Well, we will want to be proven wrong, but this is the reality, that ZANU-PF is going to retain political power in 2023. It is not going to retain political power in 2023 because the people of Zimbabwe love ZANU-PF. That is not the case. Recently, in the last few days, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission announced, or new members or new commissioners were announced for the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And you know that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is said to be independent of the ruling party, independent of the opposition, but serving the interest of the people of Zimbabwe. This is what an independent electoral body should do. But in this case, it is not independent. The new commissioners that were announced are all members of ZANU-PF, or to be specific, they are the children of the political leadership of ZANU-PF. We are told the daughter of the former Zimbabwean vice president, now who's only vice president of ZANU-PF, or second secretary of ZANU-PF, and they want to be known, is part of the commissioners. The daughter of, we're told, of Opet Mpofu, the secretary for administration. We're told the son of Paul Mangwana, who's the spokesperson, or is related to the spokesperson of ZANU-PF, and Paul Mangwana, I think, is the secretary for legal affairs in ZANU-PF, and his son is now the ZEC commissioner. So under such environment, there is no way that elections in Zimbabwe are going to be free and fair. Then the question arises, what should happen? You will recall that the Zimbabwe Communist Party, in its meeting in Bulawayo, in our central committee, we agreed or resolved that the 2018 elections were not going to be free and fair, and that that outcome was going to be contested, was not going to usher in a new government other than ZANU-PF. Were proven correct by the outcome. Up to this day, the 2018 election outcome is contested. This is what is going to happen in 2023. The outcome of an election is going to be contested. And in the past 4 years, we have seen what a contested electoral outcome does to our economy. If you do not have political stability, you will not have economic stability. And the people of Zimbabwe are going to suffer. The Zimbabwe Communist Party in 2017 called for the convening of a national economic dialogue to begin to say, how do we rebuild our economy in Zimbabwe? And that call still stands. And we are saying, as per the resolution of our Congress, we need to build a national democratic economy. The 2023 elections are not going to usher in a new government in Zimbabwe. It's not that we do not want a new government or another party to take over political power, but the reality on the ground says this is not going to happen. As we are saying, not because the majority of Zimbabweans love ZANU-PF, but simply because ZANU-PF will not reform itself out of power. So in other words, The reformist agenda does not work in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a deep state. Because from 2000, what we sought to do from 2000 was to reform the state. And the reformation agenda is not working. Well, one might talk about, as one comrade wrote on Facebook, that you might want to reform ZANU-PF itself. But can you reform ZANU-PF itself? And we have said in the past that ZANU-PF is a puppet of a deep state. Again, we cannot reform ZANU-PF. We saw what happened in 2017. A week before the military coup in 2017, the majority of ZANU-PF structures were singing the praises of the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe. They were saying he was their candidate. A week later, they were singing the praises of Emmerson Mnangagwa. It's clear that ZANU-PF is a puppet of the deep state. And we explained then that it was not the political structures of ZANU-PF that decided to ditch Mugabe. No. We will not go into detail on that. So Zimbabwe is a deep state, and the ZANU-PF is a puppet of a deep state. The reformation agenda is not going to work in Zimbabwe. 2023 is not going to usher in a new government other than ZANU-PF. So we must prepare ourselves for a ZANU-PF, whether one will call victory in 2023. The question is, what is to be done? We elaborated on this point when we discussed the program of the Zimbabwe Communist Party on what needs to be done. We need to return to the points that the Zimbabwe Communist Party Congress resolved on the question of what is to be done. And we are clear that the reformation or the reform agenda will not work in Zimbabwe. The appointment of the new commissioners is testimony to this. So you can't think that children of the political leadership of ZANU-PF are going to announce an outcome which does not favor them and their families. It will not happen. That's the reality. But we're not saying people should not register to vote. But we're raising this point that ZANU-PF is not going to reform itself out of power. So we're calling on all of us, progressive forces, trade unions, progressive civil society, to return to the points raised by the Zimbabwe Communist Party in its first Congress in 2019. In the next video, we're going to remind you on those points on what is to be done. So we thought it's necessary to remind ourselves that while everyone thinks that there's going to be a new government in Zimbabwe in 2023, and that ZANU-PF is going to lose political power, it is not going to lose political power. So let's discuss in the next video what is to be done. We will return to the resolutions of the Zimbabwe Communist Party First Congress. Amandla, comrades.